No, it's not. No.
1-1.
It's my fault.
I don't need it. I don't need it.
Just project.
I don't need it, honestly. Yeah. That's fine. Should I just roll?
Yep.
Okay. Cool. Sorry. Whakarapoto, my name is Elliot Ikelei. I feel like I should apologise. I work for the largest PTE in the country, and I know that I'm sitting in front of with a union with many teachers here, which is a powerful testimony to our way of life that we've had for over 100 years. In regards to the Conservatives and what we see in education, first and foremost, it needs to be said that we believe quite strongly in the idea of giving a lot of that power and a lot of that funding to the people on the ground, the frontline operations. We feel that the governments, both the governments that have been swapping and changing over the last, especially the last 30 years, have basically utilised those platforms to put through ideas that, while might sound good and progressive, actually serve merely to continuously what we call change goalposts. And I think we see that a lot in our youth work, in our young person work, all the way even down into how we put that money across to weeks used during parental leave and things like that. So it needs to be said first and foremost that Conservatives are about protection of what works currently. One of the big things that we do believe in is the idea that the best decisions actually come from the schools themselves. That's also why we do believe in cutting some of the funding for example, the resource teaching and learning behavioural areas, and actually giving that money to certain schools on their own. A big one of those is that it allows people to be a lot more reactive and things like that. It also needs to be mentioned that at the beginning, concerning the parents themselves when they have their children, we do believe we're not big fans of the idea of 20 hours free every week for ECE care. Not so much if somebody needs it or if they want to take it on, that's absolutely wonderful, but allowing for the dual possibility that those 20 hours can go to a mum or a dad who want to stay at home and to spend that time with the family. I'm not sure if you guys are aware or not, but Conservatives, the biggest thing about our policies and everything is designed towards keeping and shoring up that protection of the family as a unit and as a structure, and our education does sort of hinge around that as well. I asked for some actual exact policies from the Conservative side. I didn't speak outside of that, so I don't want to talk a whole lot of this without actually being real about it. So one of the big things is, I feel like I've got to apologise again, we do support charter schools. Now, why do I say that? I've been in youth work for years. I've been in youth work for years and years, and one of the first things that we found out real quick, fast and in a hurry is that you need to do what works. I'm a Christian person. However, that does not mean that every single youth person, if we send them to church, they will suddenly do well. We find that whatever works, works. And if a charter school is able to fulfill the gap that excludes the mainstream way of doing things, then so be it. That would be done in that regard. We also believe in cutting the bureaucracy, spending more on frontline services, but especially making sure that we work with people and schools themselves to implement what they want. The people, the front line knows what needs to happen, and so we do that sort of thing. That's our big stuff. It's about facilitating the schools themselves into the decisions what they need and just getting it done. If the schools want it done, get it done. Don't worry about some sort of great idea that comes from a really excellent graduate and some idea when we know on the front line it doesn't work that way. So even if we don't agree with it, if a school likes it, we will try our best to get it done. That's how it's worked in youth work for all the years that I've been here, the ones that work. And so it's about taking yourselves out of it, you're taking your pride out of it, and giving the schools themselves what they need to get done. Thank you. Malo.